guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Warriorstrade fans, brace yourselves because what we're about to dive into is sending shockwaves through the entire NBA community. We're talking about a decision from the Golden State Warriors front office that nobody, and I mean nobody, saw coming. It's the kind of bombshell move that shifts narratives, rattles rival franchises, and forces fans to reevaluate everything they thought they knew about this team's direction. The timing unbelievable. The implications even bigger. And the reactions wild, stunned, and emotional all across social media. So sit tight and make sure you watch until the end, because this news could redefine what the Warriors are building toward next season. Let's start from the top. They're Warriors, a team synonymous with championship pedigree, a squad led by one of the greatest shooters to ever grace the hardwood, Stephen Curry, and mentored by a future Hall of Fame coach in Steve Kerr, have never been ones to panic. Their front office, led by Mike Dunleavy Jr. after Bob Myers' departure, has been patient yet bold. But this latest decision, this goes beyond bold. This is calculated chaos. This is a strategic gamble that screams urgency. It's a message to the league that the Golden State Warriors are done waiting. They're ready to flip the script. Reports broke earlier today from multiple high-level sources that the Warriors have finalized an internal decision to break apart the current core rotation. Not just tweaking around the edges like they've done in recent years, but fundamentally reworking their roster dynamic. And here's the twist. It's not just about adding talent. It's about who they're letting go. Trusted veterans, rising young stars, and yes, even franchise favorites could be on the way out. We're hearing that the team has greenlit trade scenarios that were previously considered off-limits. Now, before we dive into specifics, let's acknowledge how rare it is for a franchise like Golden State to shift course so dramatically, especially with a core that has brought them 4 championships in less than a decade. But when you look at how this past season unfolded, the inconsistency, the chemistry issues, the playoff exit that left a sour taste, it becomes clear something had to give. And now it has. So what exactly happened? According to sources close to the front office, their Warriors have reached a tipping point. The dual timeline plan, developing young talent like Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and even the departed James Wiseman, while still trying to contend, has not yielded the success they envisioned. Yes, Kuminga made strides. Yes, Moody showed flashes, but in the eyes of the organization, it's no longer sustainable to try to do both. Win now or build later. And they've officially chosen to go all in on winning now, which means goodbye to some of the youth movement. And here's where things get juicy, the shock decision. Jonathan Kuminga is officially being floated in multiple trade conversations. That's right. The 21-year-old forward, who was once seen as the future face of the franchise post-Steve era, is now being used as a centerpiece in potential trades for Stark-caliber talent. Their Warriors are reportedly exploring deals involving Eastern Conference All-Stars and versatile two-way players to pair with Steve, Klay, and Draymond in one last title push. But it doesn't stop there. Multiple insiders have confirmed that Gary Payton, and Kevon Looney, 2 core contributors from their most recent title run, are also on the trade block. The team is looking to inject new energy, more scoring punch, and most importantly, reliable size and defense. After all, Golden State has struggled in the paint this past season. And with teams like Denver, Minnesota, and even OKC dominating the interior, the need for a physical presence down low has never been clearer. Now, let's talk fan reaction, because when the news started circulating online, Warriors Twitter absolutely exploded. Hashtags like Keepinga and Warriors, what are you doing? Started trending within minutes. There are fans devastated by the idea of letting go of Kuminga, someone they've watched grow from a raw athlete into a budding star. Others, however, are praising the move, saying it shows the front office still believes the championship window is open and refuses to let Steve waste his prime in mediocrity. And speaking of Steve, let's not overlook how this decision impacts him. While Steve Curry hasn't publicly commented yet, sources indicate he was briefed about the front office's intentions and gave his input during closed-door meetings. Word is he's fully supportive of a win-now mentality. He knows the clock is ticking. He's 37. He's still elite, but how many more MVP-level seasons does he realistically have left? The message is clear. If you want to win with Steve, the time is now. One of the biggest surprises in this whole situation is the sudden about-face from Steve Kerr. Just a few months ago, Kerr was publicly championing the development of the younger guys. But now it seems even he has shifted gears. During a recent press conference, Kerr made a cryptic statement about big changes coming and the team needing a fresh identity. At the time it was brushed off as coach speak, but in hindsight it was a clear signal. Something major was already in motion. Now where do the Warriors go from here with Kuminga, Payton, and Looney on the table? The potential returns could be franchise-altering. Names like Pascal Siakam, Mickey Bridges, and even a wild-card possibility like Lauri Markkanen are being floated in trade talks. Can you imagine a front court of Draymond Green and Siakam or a dynamic wing duo of Curry and Bridges? These aren't just fantasy trades. They're being discussed seriously in league circles. Financially, their Warriors are making this move with the new CB of penalties in mind. The second apron is real, and Joe Lub, for all his willingness to spend, knows that flexibility is shrinking. This move isn't just about upgrading talent. It's about building a roster that can compete and still fit within the financial rules of the modern NBA. On the flip side, if the trades don't pan out and the chemistry doesn't click, this could mark the end of an era. This is the last big swing. Their Warriors are putting all their chips on the table. They're trusting Steve Curry to lead one final run. And they're making the kind of moves that will either be remembered as genius or as the beginning of the end. What we do know is this. Their Warriors just made a decision that has everyone talking. A decision that nobody saw coming. And whether you love it or hate it, one thing's for sure. Golden State isn't standing still. They're moving. They're pushing and they're going all in on greatness. Let us know in the comments what you think of the Warriors' shocking move. Should they trade Kuminga? Are they right to go all in for another ring? Or should they have stayed the course and built for the future? Drop your hottest takes below. Hit that like button if you believe in Steve and the squad, and make sure you're subscribed for all the latest Warriors breaking news, analysis, and reactions. Because if today's bombshell tells us anything, it's that this off-season is about to be one of the wildest in Warriors history. Stay locked in, Warriors Nation, because this ride is far from over.